walk through the streets of Jerusalem. Some would say, oh, we do not carry a cross. I ask, don't we? We carry a cross of care. We carry a cross of peace. We carry the cross of justice. There are other crosses that others would want to hang on us or hang us on because they perceive us to be a threat to their power, position, their privilege. As did Jesus, we carry the cross of misunderstanding. Thankfully, the load seems lighter because we also know the cross of hope and the cross of love. Still, we would protest, but we are not condemned like Jesus. Again, I would ask, are we not? Are we not condemned, judged, dismissed because we dare speak about the intersections of faith, religion, and politics? Are we not cursed by those who think we are of the devil because we dare welcome and include all of God's children? Are we not dismissed as irrelevant when we teach and preach on ecological theology rather than prosperity? Indeed, the faithful of Christ often find themselves treated as Jesus. And when it happens thus, we're called to remember the words of Jesus written in the Gospel of John. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. But as it is, you do not belong to the world. But I have chosen you out of the world, and that is why the world hates you. So have faith and keep walking in the footsteps of Jesus. Remember that the way of suffering leads to the path of life. And just like Jesus, who cried, "Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who killed the prophets and stoned those who sent you. How often I have longed to gather your children together as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing." So today, do we cry for the United States of America? So do we cry for the world. God longs to gather us together. And the question is, are we willing? Are we willing yet? Are we willing to stop fighting and be gathered together as one by our one Creator? Doesn't it seem to you that the voices of justice and peace are consumerism? So where are the prophets? Where are the peacemakers? I believe that Jesus would have strong words for all of us today, just as he did for the Pharisees and Sadducees of his day. I believe that he would call out to the religious right and wrong, to the right and to the left, saying, "You hypocrites." Perhaps to one, Jesus might say, "Your words are not my words. Your way is not my way." Perhaps to another, we might hear Jesus say, "Why do you not speak up? Do not let public pressure or religious propriety silence you. Do you not know that the very stones are about to cry out? The earth itself is crying out for justice." Jesus might ask us on this day we call good, if once again we will betray his love for all with a kiss and a prayer. He might ask us how it is we still do not understand that our swords, our weapons, are to be turned into plowshares, tools that do not destroy, but tools that facilitate growth and harvest. He might ask us how it is that we still do not understand our responsibility to care for the garden of this world. He might ask us how it is we still do not understand love of neighbor. Colleen Darraugh, an American social change songwriter and singer, longtime activist in the gay community and activist for issues of Latin America, once wrote this song. Some of you may know it. Why do we kill people? Who are killing people? To show that killing people is wrong. What a foolish notion that war is called devotion, when the greatest warriors are the ones who stand for peace. Jihad, Christian, Muslim, fundamentalist extremism, unholy war. As we kill each other with weapons of terror, we kill each other around the world with our silence, our hoarding of food, our polluting of water, As we kill each other in our cities and suburbs and rural towns, on our roads and in our schools with guns, drugs, and alcohol, can we hear the crowd shouting, "Crucify love! Crucify love!" Is it any wonder today that there are so many people who pray to Jesus, "Jesus, save me from your followers"? Jesus taught us a different way, which we commemorate. In Matthew, Jesus said to the disciples, "You've heard it said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." So today, on this Friday we call Good, as we remember the way of suffering of Jesus, we walk with him, picking up our cross for peace, following in his footsteps. We put feet to our faith, taking a stand for peace and justice. We remember all who die daily in human conflict. We cry out for love of neighbor. Do not return evil with evil or hatred with hatred. Rather forgive, make peace, make love. Perhaps the issue is that we really haven't learned about love, not only of God or of neighbor, but of ourselves. Perhaps we do not know yet how to love ourselves as God does. Maybe it is this self-loathing or absence of self-esteem that we see so prevalent in the violence in our schools. Or is it a cry of our children for someone, anyone, just to notice? Is it that children feel competition with parents for time and expression of love? Why is it that 1 in 2 marriages end in divorce in this country, yet people are threatened with talk of gay marriage? Why do we fight rather than make love? Perhaps really that's the work of Easter, the rediscovery of love. That's the work, the commission of Christians, to share love, not anger or hatred. From the cross, in the midst of tremendous pain, Christ still loved. He asked God to forgive those who did this to him. He built a bridge to eternity with the thief on the cross next to him. He gave his mother and the disciple he loved into each other's keeping, to be a comfort to one another in their grief and their living. From the cross itself, Christ demonstrated love to everyone around him. Can we do less? So in the midst of a violent world, we must love. This is the cross we carry, the only one we need to carry, the cross of love. We must be lovers, peacemakers, bridge builders, stewards of the land and of the planet. We must follow in the footsteps of Jesus all the way into life and into resurrection. A new tomorrow, a new day when all Christians can truly love God with all their heart, all their soul, and all their mind as God intended, and absolutely and unequivocally love their neighbor as themselves. We will learn. It is our journey to learn that everyone on this planet is our neighbor. We will tear down walls that divide and build up hope. We will respond with food when we see another hungry. We will respond with clean drinking water when we see one thirsty. We will respond with compassion to those who are sick or in prison. We will make peace, not war. We will love one another as Christ did, living into the very prayer of Jesus that we would be one, even as God, Christ, and Spirit are one. So let us follow Jesus, pick up our cross, the cross of love, and follow him. Let us go forth, not just today, but every day, carrying the cross of love.